So now let's begin with the chapter explanation. The first paragraph says that Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in the German city of Ulm without any indication that he was destined for greatness. So in these lines, what is said that Albert Einstein, when he was the birth of Einstein took place on 14 March 1879, and he was born in a city named Ulm, in which is in Germany. And when he was a small child, no one could say or no one could predict. Here, destined means prediction or a fate or predetermined set of events that has to happen in future. So here, no one predicted that one day he would become a great scientist. Not even his mother predicted that. Nobody predicted, and he was like all other children, normal children. Then further, the line says, on the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak, and to her his head seemed much too large. So on the contrary means on the opposite to it. The freak means, the word freak in this line means a word which is used disapprovingly to talk about a person who is unusual and doesn't behave or look or think like others. So here in these lines it is said that Albert's mother thought that Albert was a freak because he did not behave, talk or look like normal people did, and he was different from the other children of his age, and he behaved very abnormally. He seemed as if he had lesser intelligence in comparison to other children of his age. And Albert's mother thought that the little boy has a very big head, because his head was not like the other children, it was too big in comparison to them. Then further, the next paragraph says, at the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. So it is very strange that Albert Einstein, he learned to speak, or he started talking only when he became 2.5 years of age. That means this shows that he was slow in all the things, and he started speaking too late, which is very much different from the other normal children. Then further he says, when he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. Uttered means spoke. So finally when he started speaking, or finally when he learned to speak, he used to repeat the words. Then the next line says, Einstein did not know what to do with the other children, and his playmates called him brother boring. So what happened now? Einstein, he did not know how to play with the other children, how to behave with them, and his friends or his playmates used to call him brother boring, because he remained to himself and he did not mix up with the other children. Then further it is said, so the youngster played by himself much of the time, and he especially loved mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister Maja, he is said to have said, fine, but where are her wheels? So what is said in these lines, that Einstein, he remained to himself all the time, and he used to play with himself only, and from the very beginning, since childhood, he loved mechanical toys, such toys in which some kind of machinery was used, such as automated cars or automated aeroplanes. And then when his sister was born and he looked at her, he could not see her feet, and he was wondering where the baby's wheels were. That means that feet of the baby. As Albert Einstein used to play with the toys, and all the toys had a set of wheels to him, Maja or his little sister seemed to be a toy too, and so he might have thought that where were her wheels. He called the feet as wheels because the wheels do the same work as the feet. They carry a person from one place to another. They are moving, that's why. Then further the next line says, a headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose was a profession wouldn't matter because he'll never make a success at anything. So in these lines, now the headmaster of Einstein's school told Einstein's father that Einstein would never be successful in whatever profession he chose because he did not have the brain. According to his teacher, he did not have the brain and he was too weak in studies. Then further, in the next line, Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to, and he later became a gifted amateur violinist. Maintaining his skill throughout his life. So, whom you call an amateur? A person who enjoys the skill for his own enjoyment, not for the profession. So, he was not an amateur, or you can say it is doing something for personal enjoyment rather than as a profession or something which is your hobby and you do it as a pastime. So in these lines, the narrator, it is said that Einstein was a very good violinist. He learned playing the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to learn to play it, and all his life he was an amateur violinist. That means he played the violin as a hobby, not as a profession. Then further, the next line says, but Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old, and scored good marks in almost every subject. So here in these lines, the word pupil, you all know, means student. So in these lines it is said that Albert Einstein was a very good student, and he went to school in Munich because his family had shifted from Ulm to Munich when he was just 15 months old, and he scored good marks in almost every subject. Then further it is said Einstein hated the school's regimentation and often clashed with his teachers. Regimentation means order or discipline taken to an extreme. So in these lines it is said that the school where Einstein went had a very strict discipline which he disliked, and due to that he often clashed with his teachers' opinions and opposed them. There's a story that once he had an argument with his social teacher, who just asked him about the date of one of the battles, and he was unable to tell, and he believed that it was useless to learn the dates of any event of the history because they are of no use and one can open and see in the books itself. So he had an argument due to which he was expelled from the school. So now further in the next line says, at the age of 15, Albert felt so stifled there that he left the school for good. Stifled means he was unable to breathe or suffocated in that school with strict discipline. And he left the school for good means he left school forever. So as I told you that Einstein, he was suffocated in that school where he studied because of the strict discipline, and he could not follow that strict discipline, so he left the school forever. But first he wanted to get rid of the school by telling a lie that he was not well and he wanted to go home to take rest so that he may get rid of the school, but then he came to know finally that he was expelled from the school, so that became very easy for him to go back to his home, to his parents. So the next line says, the previous year Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relatives. So when Albert Einstein left the school 1 year before that, his parents had moved to another city, Milan, which is in Italy, and Albert was left behind in Munich with his relatives. Then further it is said that after prolonged discussions, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. Liberal means willing to understand and respect others' opinions. So in these lines it is said that the school in Munich was very strict and Albert could not follow the discipline over there. He had a long discussion with his family, relatives, and finally his parents agreed to put him in a school in Switzerland, and the language used there for communication was German. Then the next line says Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics, and after finishing school he decided to study at a university in Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with the walrus mustache. So now here it is said that Einstein was very good at studies. He was highly gifted in mathematics, and so he was exceptionally good in mathematics, and he also had a great interest in physics. And once he finished school, he joined the university in Zurich. And then science was not only a thing that appealed to Einstein, who was very handsome young man. So here, other than science, he had interest in something else also. And walrus mustache, here walrus means it is the shape of a mustache is the mooche which you call in Hindi. So his mustache shape was walrus, or you can say his mustache was walrus in shape. So then further it is said that he also felt a special interest. Special interest in a fellow student, Mileva Marek, whom he found to be a clever creature. So in these lines it is said that other than maths and physics, Albert Einstein liked one of his fellow students, and her name was Mileva Marek, and he thought that she was very clever, sharp and intelligent. Then further it is said that they met. This young Serb had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. So in these lines it is said that both this Einstein and Mileva, they met at University of Zurich, and Mileva Marek belonged to Siberia. That's why she is called as Serb. She came from Serbia, not Siberia. It is Serbia to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few universities in Europe and which gave degrees to female students, because very few female students used to go to the college for higher studies. So further the next line says Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. Ally means a friend or an associate, and Philistines means it is a word used disapprovingly to talk about people who do not like art, literature or music. So in these lines, and further it says to be at odd means to be in the opposition of someone or to be against someone. So here the phrase to be at odds means to be against someone. So in these lines it is said that Einstein felt that Mileva was a friend because she also liked art, literature or music, but shared this common interest. In which common interest? That means she was also interested in making discoveries. She was also a scientist, and in those days having interest in art, literature or music was not considered to be good. So those people who are interested in art, literature or music used to call their opponents Philistines. And Albert Einstein's family and many people in the university were not in favor of this. So against such people, Albert Einstein and Mileva Marek, unity helped them to face the situation. Then further, the next paragraph says, the couple fell in love, and letters survive in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness. And wrote Einstein, how happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion. So in these lines it is said that Albert Einstein and Mileva Marek, they fell in love and they exchanged love letters to express their feelings. They used to write such kind of letters where they used to mix science with their feelings. And at one instance, Einstein talked about scientific invention and said that he would be very proud on that day when they would finally conclude their paper on the theory of relativity. So they both were doing the discoveries or inventions together. They were doing the scientific discoveries. Now the 8th paragraph says, in 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. So it is said that in the year 1900, Albert Einstein was 21 years old and he completed his graduation from the university but was still unemployed. He did not have any work. Then further it is said that he worked as a teaching assistant and gave private lessons and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. So here the word patent means a document which gives the rights of an invention to an inventor. So it is in these lines it is said that from 1900 to 1902, when Albert was unemployed, he started working as a teaching assistant and gave private lessons also. And finally in 1902 he got a job in Bern. Bern is a city in Germany, and he got the job of a technical officer in the patents office in Bern. Then further it is said, while he was supposed to be assessing other people's inventions, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. So what do you mean by these lines? This line means that Einstein was supposed to check the inventions done by the other people. So this was his job, to assess the other people's invention and give them a patent. And on the other hand, when he was doing this, when he was working for this company, in Bern, patents office in Bern, he secretly was making his own inventions. He was busy making his own inventions secretly. Then further it is said, he is said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. Means that this line says that Einstein later said the desk on which he worked was the office of theoretical physics, because there only he started working on his inventions. Now next line says, one of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Here word absolute means measured in itself or not in relation to anything else. So in these lines it is said that in the year 1905, Einstein published his first paper, and it was about the special theory of relativity. In this publication it was written that the measurement of time and distance is not absolute and it depended on something else. Then further the next line says, indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey, if one of them has been moving very fast relative to other. So this line says that according to the theory, if there are two clocks, both are moving, then they will not show the same time. One clock will move faster than the other. So this was a theory that he found out. Further it is said that from this followed the world's most famous formula which describes the relationship between mass and energy, that is E is equal to mc square. In this mathematical equation, E stands for energy and m stands for mass and c for the speed of the light in vacuum, about 300,000 km per hour. So in these lines it is said that this theory of relativity gave us the basic formula of physics. E is equal to mc square, and E stands for energy, m stands for mass of the object, and c for the speed of the light in vacuum. And here vacuum means where there is no air, and the speed of light in vacuum is almost 300,000 km per hour. So to put it into simpler words, Einstein said that when you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, it seems like 2 minutes. And on the other hand, when you sit on a hot stove for 2 minutes, it seems like 2 hours. So that's relativity. So a person would feel the timing differently. So now further, the next line says,